Oh my gosh, this probably will not be long at all. Big shout out to the Wolfpack fam. We got some things to talk about. Big shout out to Jesse James Bell. First super chat. Do not forget all super chats until I say we'll be going in to win this Lewis Hamilton slab, Jim at 10. But listen, I can't even help myself. We just gotta get right into this because what in the hell is McLaren doing? I mean, what are they doing? I watched McLaren literally bottle the entire race. They bottled the race. McLaren, instead of walking away with a 1-2, walk away from a race where they clearly had a 1-2, they walk away with a 2-3. And the fastest lap. And then let's not even talk about, I thought we had gotten beyond this entire pit stop strategy debacle, but evidently not. Evidently not. And evidently we are still here. They are still about making dumb, silly mistakes. Dumb, silly mistakes. Big shout out, salute to Charles Leclerc, getting a race at Monza, understand it all. Congratulations. Wildcat says, the Mercedes mechanic says, bro, no, you got to give Charles his props. No, I'm giving Charles his props. But let's just be clear. Let's just be clear. Charles does not win that race without McLaren screwing up the pit stop strategy. So it's not that Ferrari got it wrong. It's not that Ferrari did anything wrong. It's that McLaren did something wrong and gave up the race. And no doubt, Charles did his thing towards the end to make sure he could press. But let's just be clear. Ferrari does not win that race if McLaren do what they need to do. And you know what? They didn't, so I'm completely happy with Ferrari winning the race. I'm completely happy. Honestly, I almost feel like I wish Sainz would have had a bit more tire so he could have came in on podium. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely ridiculous. By the way, hold on. Matter of fact, Mercedes mechanic, you reminded me of something. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get that win counter up real quick. Let's get the win counter up. We need that. Mercedes win counter. Where is it? Where is it? Let me get that up real quick. Mercedes win counter. Where is that? Mercedes win counter. Gotta get that up because supposed to. They didn't get anything today. So yeah, still stuck at 3. Still stuck at 3 wins. Mercedes still stuck at 3 wins, but we're gonna be looking to try to see how these things progress. But yeah, people, that's absolutely crazy. We also have Galactus says Ferrari changed feet with McLaren and win. I'm trying to tell you, yo, and shout out to Sainz for, doing what he could. He couldn't do much. Tires a bit compromised, but still shout out to Sainz. Last race here in Italy, Ferrari. Paul says, what up, fam? What a race. Woody screwing the pooch again. Get Kleenex. Ready, smash the like, subscribe. Peace and love. Yo, oh, Russell, I need to know where these campaigners are. Where are these campaigners with everything that goes into Russell? Russell here. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show it because I just got to show this. Here's Russell again. And this wasn't his only time. Russell did this several times in the race. I don't know what's up with Russell, but Russell off track several times in the race. Woody did screw it up. Mechanic Mercedes says McLaren was thinking Ferrari will go for a 2-stop. Man, bro, I'm not giving McLaren I'm not giving them any grace right here. Nothing. I'm not giving them any grace because if it doesn't matter what McLaren goes for, you got to go for the win. What Ferrari's going to go for, you got to go for the win. And they showed you at worst, even if they win, there's no excuse at this point in time. I would give it a reason for that had we seen McLaren do this for the first time. We've watched McLaren race after race after race screw up pit stop strategies. We've also sat here and we're watching them now in real time screw up team strategy. I'm not giving them any grace whatsoever on at all. Gabriel Sanchez says, my favorite part was Norris dropping the start. Man, listen. What's it going to take? I said it already. I said Lando's going to screw up the race start because this is what Lando does, and he did it. I have some ideas about why McLaren would come into this race with such a strategy that would be detrimental to the team goals, but I'm going to save that for another live. Jesse James Bell says, Max be slacking without them cheap braking. Hey, Max Verstappen is out here looking bad. Yo, Red Bull Racing has turned into a pumpkin right before our eyes. 6.2 pit stop right here. 6.2 seconds of a pit stop. That is crazy wild. Crazy wild. Fat Boy Wonder says Maxi Pad is cooked, which we stand away from the Maxi Pad thing because that's really derogatory toward Max. We don't want a female, but cooked. George driving backwards. What more can you ask for? You know what, man? I think in a race where you're looking at a team that's been ultimately disgusting in some ways, Max Verstappen, who's been crash strapping in a lot of ways. You looking at Russell, who's been deemed talking about he's the king of Mercedes pretty much and should be here. Yeah, I think pretty much you got a race that was full of, hey, go right ahead. Paul says, what the hell with Max crying for a penalty for Lewis on opening lap? I didn't see anything questionable. Y'all know what? This is for real. And I gotta wonder, why in the hell is Max crying? Matter of fact, let me see if I could bring that up on screen for you, Paul. Let me see if I can bring that up on screen real quick, because I'm trying to figure out myself. Max crying on the radio. There it is right here, chat. Here we go right here. I'm going to make it nice and big. Because I feel like we should look at this, because this is something that is becoming a regular thing at these races. Max Verstappen crying for any and everything, and I'm glad that GP's there to check him. Lewis didn't leave a car's width. I mean, I got a penalty for that, so, hey, stop crying. Stop crying, Max Verstappen. You crying about somebody leaving a car space is a damn contradiction in itself. Stop crying. Max Verstappen has been crying unfathomably since, you know what, asymmetrical braking got taken away and you can't drive the car. You learn how to drive the car. You looking horrible. You sound horrible. The pit stops are getting worse. I hope that doesn't continue. But Max Verstappen, can you stop whining, bro? Can you stop crying every damn race now? They gave you everything you could get. You asked them for everything you could have. And with everything Red Bull Racing gave you, you finished behind Lewis Hamilton in 6th. Congratulations. You played yourself. It's crazy. The mechanic Mercedes says, look, Lando should be given top priority for championship reason. Mechanic Mercedes, I'm with you. I am with you, bro. McLaren they're just doing dumb things. They are literally doing dumb ass things. I can't even explain it, really. I can't even explain it. It is ultimately crazy, the mistakes that they are making. I don't know where they go from here with this. I don't know why they would do this. It's almost criminal what they're doing. It's almost criminal what they're doing, but I'm going to talk about that for sure. We got Yadu Walker. Yo, Yadu. Brother, Yadu Walker, you have a VIP box. Is Yadu Walker still in the live chat? Is Yadu Walker still in the live chat? Where is he? Yadu Walker, congrats. You need to contact me. VIP box, or you know what? You guess you don't need it. Yadu Walker, congratulations. You are a VIP member. I got your box right over there. But if you don't want it, you don't contact me by next week, then I guess forget it. But you are a VIP member. I need you to contact me on social media, whether it's IG or Instagram or the Discord. I need your shipping address, your phone number, your email for the shipper. Congratulations, Yadu Walker. You are a VIP member. You're not in the Discord fam. Yes, you are, brother. I got your box right over there. I presented you last week. You need to contact me on Instagram or Twitter since you're not in the family. So you can't do it on Discord. Contact me before next week so I can get you shipped out, brother. Today, if you could. Big shout out, Yadu Walker. Oh my, let's go. Oh, we going to my favorite circuit next to Baku, Azerbaijan. Yeah, we riding. Max ain't passed nobody. He did pass nobody. Did he? No, not technically he didn't, huh? Max finished 6th and he started 7th, I think. So he got one pass. He started 7th, he finished 6th. He got one pass, whether that was by strategy or not. Jesse James Bell says Charles getting some tonight. Wink, wink. Yeah, Charles gonna get some booty tonight. Charles is getting booty tonight. He's in Italy. He in the Ferrari car, the Enzo Ferrari car. He's going to get some booty tonight. Somebody out there is going to be willing. Hey, Charles, you got it. Come get it, brother. Hey, Charles is a superstar right now for what he just pulled off and for what McLaren just gave him. That was absolutely stupid. McLaren pulled off something absolutely dumb. Jefferson says, first time Ferrari didn't need a plan. B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Jefferson, you ain't lying. Usually they got plans, ungodly plans that will rival brawl sizes. Triple, double, Z's, they do it all. Mary Beanie says, the bloody Red Bull 33 crying because he ain't got his illegal brakes anymore. And Woody needs to snap. Woody needs a sat nav. Sat nav while driving to tell him to go forwards and backwards. That was a good one. I did not expect the satellite navigation to be in there. That was good, Mary Beanie. Paul says, what do we got from Paul? Paul says, I'm really hoping Ferrari made good calls like this with Lewis Hamilton. Great hope for the next season. Exciting. Smash the like button. Baku next with the castle. Baku is one of my favorite circuits. Not only because the castle, but because those turns, I think it's 14, 15, 16. Absolutely enjoy Baku. Cannot wait. I still need a bit more from Ferrari than just this. Lando Norris in there rubbing his head because he's got a headache, just thinking about the BS just this place. Piastri's got his head against the wall like, what the hell happened? Well, both of you are part of what the hell happened, but your team more so than you because they got to be able to get their drivers in the form they need them at this point in time. This is absolutely criminal by McLaren. Spider R35 says McLaren focused on constructors. Lando ain't got it. That Spider, that's something I'm going to talk about in the next live. And we will likely have F1 Minute tomorrow. All right. Labor Day holiday. We'll have F1 Minute tomorrow, probably a bit earlier than usual. So look for that to be scheduled. 083 says McLaren are serial burglars bringing out the clown car. Zach Brown is a clown. Bro, I can't even hold you on calling Zach Brown a clown because this lack of leadership is clown-ish. This is lack of leadership clown-ish, for real. Mechanic Mercedes says, Charles win here compares to Silverstone. I agree. Jesse James Bell says his girlfriend is fine. Hey, no disrespect to the girlfriend. I forgot, didn't know. His girlfriend, beautiful. Charles, go ahead. Y'all go out on the town, go to dinner. You know what they say, the 3 Fs. Employ that, Charles. Employ the 3 Fs and you're going to be good. Paul says, congratulations, Mary, turning purple. OG status. Yes, Mary Beanie turning purple. OG status, Mary Beanie. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. We got Paul. We got also here, Mechanic Mercedes says, Lando being salty in the cool-down room. You know he being salty, bro. You know Lando being salty. That's what Lando does. Lando is Mr. Salty of the cool-down room. He is Mr. Salty of the cool-down room. And it is almost an eerie look for Ferrari to be in the middle of both McLaren drivers. It's like, damn, y'all screwed it up. Y'all absolutely screwed it up. Oh my gosh, they screwed it up. Akondu says, I feel good now for next season. For a minute, I was worried when they struggled. Lewis and Ferrari 8 times. Merc gonna regret how they treated Lewis. I agree with you. Mechanic Mercedes says, nah, Zach Brown, an OG, he got my respect. Zach Brown, listen, I didn't say Zach Brown didn't have my respect. I didn't say Zach Brown wasn't an OG. I said Zach Brown pulled off some clown-ish today, and he did. Zach Brown is the boss. Zach Brown makes the calls, and the calls that were made today crippled McLaren on having a 1-2 or at least a race win. That is the truth. All those things could be true. Zach a OG, Zach getting respect. Zach fucked up. Straight up. He messed up. McLaren messed up today. Just that is what it is. Jesse James Bell, Charles Mash tonight on Twan. That's what I'm talking about. And we got Cassius Clay saying, what a painful for Toto the Wolf to see his baby G, E. George behind Lewis despite all their sabotages. There it is right there. Everything they tried to do, Lewis ultimately took credit for his situation in pole position yesterday. Still some things kind of be questioned there, but Russell given everything they got and he still couldn't make it happen. That just is what it is. Mechanic Mercedes says, bro, it's not all him. Come on, fam. Listen, okay, bro. Okay, let me ask you this. Why you saying it's not all him? Cool. You want to say it's not all him. Did McLaren have bad pit stops in the pit today? Did they have any pit stop above 5 seconds? I don't think so. When it comes to somebody making a boss call on if we're going to have team orders going into a race about a championship, driver's championship that can be held, does Zach Brown not have reign over those type of calls? Yes or no? I think Zach Brown does. Okay, with the situation at the end of the race, while we messed up the situation going into the pit stops as far as the strategy, while we messed up coming into the race as far as team orders, at this point in time, there is no first place for Piastri. Let's get Lando as many points as we can while Max Verstappen is off podium. Does Zach Brown have the power and authority to control that? I think he does. So I'm not letting Zach Brown off the hook on that. No, it's not all him, but it does start a big portion with him because he could have made decisions that would have put them in a better position. Period. That's just a fact. We're not going to sit here when last season we gave Toto a shit ton of blame, and now here it is, McLaren's in a very dominant position, and we're not going to give it to Zach. We're not doing that. Bro, it wasn't the case today. Bro, where are we at right now? What wasn't the case today? That Zach Brown, starting at the beginning of the race, could have gave his drivers team orders to not compromise himself? What wasn't the case today? That Zach Brown, midst in that race, couldn't have gave orders to, hey, the pit stop, listen, we're not doing that? What wasn't the case today? That towards the end of the race, let's get Lando up as many points as we can while Max, come on, nah, bro, we're not doing that because last season y'all were giving Toto Wolff a bunch of shit for Russell and strategies and priority and all of that. So how is it now we gonna be here with Zach Brown and say, oh, we not gonna do? They've been messing up throughout the season. What are we talking about? He's the boss. It's always the case. When you're the boss and you can make the calls, and we've seen that you've messed these calls up several times in this season, it's always the case that you are going to wear that. Come on, man. Lando screwed up. I ain't saying Lando didn't screw up off the start. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, so that's one thing. Lando screwed up off the start. They've been doing that. What about the strategy? What about the team orders? Come on, bro. Nah, Zach got to wear some of that, bro. Zach wears some of that, bro. Paul, prayers for Sylvia going through difficult times. Can everyone take a moment for it? Yes, we can. Sylvia with Kelly, as I said yesterday, you all, we're not talking about everything. Her family is going through a rough time. Just take a moment to just send positive vibes and blessings to Sylvia with Kelly, all right? Sylvia with Kelly, you know you're in our prayers and our thoughts. Now back to Mechanic Mercedes. And brother, yeah, you got bigger things to worry about right now, brother. Zach got things to worry about, and so do you. This race counter right here says 3. 3. You need 9 races under the belt of Mercedes before the end of the season. Hopefully, Zach Brown screws up more because that might help Mercedes out. That's for real. Spider says it's none but Lando's fault for losing P1. True, it's Lando's fault for losing P1. But do you fully agree that there shouldn't have been some type of orders to say, hey, don't race going into the first turn? Come on, y'all. Let's just be real right now with all of this going on. Mechanic Mercedes, you wrong for that. Got you on that one, bro. Cassius Clay, appreciate the super chat. By the way, all the super chats are being entered in several times. Every super chat you make, your name's thrown in multiple times for the Lewis Hamilton Driver of the Day Silverstone card, Jim Mid-10 from PSA. So everybody, congratulations. Your name is going into that wheel. Spider R35 says, Charles, way too close to call for team orders. Charles, way too close? Piastri evidently wasn't going to catch Charles at the end. That was a wrap. I will go with Spider on that one to try to do the switch out at the end. I can go with that. I can let that one go. I can let that one go with the switch out at the end because Piastri had a shit ton of space on Norris about what he probably have like 3 seconds or something like that. So yeah, that's a big gap to try to do team orders and compromise. But also, Sainz was behind 9 seconds. Sainz was behind 9 seconds. Charles was not going to get caught. So I can let that one go, but let's not act like it was totally impossible. I give Lando his portion of the blame. Lando has been horrible at race starts. He was horrible at starting right here. Piastri got him, but we already know what that first turn is and what it can lead to. So yeah, I'm still not letting Zach off the hook for saying, hey, before we get into this race, don't compromise each other in turn 1. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming Zach for Lando losing position. I'm saying that Zach should have took responsibility going in here and say, listen, Lando's first, you're second. All I'm asking you is don't compromise each other in turn 1. Don't race each other in turn 1. After that, go for it. That's what I'm saying. And that's not far-fetched for me to ask in order for there to be some type of salvaging. Because guess what? Y'all wouldn't have been talking that shit had McLaren went into that turn racing and fucking took each other out. Then what would your tone be? Then your tone would be, oh, why didn't Zach or Stella give some team orders? So let's just be real. Had McLaren raced each other going in there and took each other out, there would have been some, oh, what happened to the team strategy shit? Let's just keep it a buck. Mechanic Mercedes, Lando screwed up, not Zach. You blaming I just said it. I'm not blaming Zach for the start. Lando screwed up. I already said that. Lando screwed up. I'm good on the bet, but not going to let you put this on the OG. Bro, hey, you know what? Listen, brother. I'm not putting Lando's situation on the OG, and I know you good on the bet. We already proved that with Galactus in private. We already proved that. I'm just saying that are you saying Zach is fully innocent of this situation? Or is that what you're saying? Are you saying Zach is fully innocent of the situation? Because I just said Zach has to wear some responsibility. So if you're not saying Zach is fully innocent of the situation, then you're not disagreeing with me, really. You're not disagreeing with me. Because I'm saying Zach wears some responsibility for some of the things we saw. I didn't say it was Zach's fault while Lando had a horrible race start. That's Lando's fault. Lando been doing that. I'm saying that Zach has some responsibility for the outcome of this race not being a McLaren 1-2. That's what I'm saying. And if you're saying Zach has no responsibility in that, then I completely disagree with you. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would completely disagree with you. And I don't think you would say that. So I need to know, is that what you're saying? Are you saying that Zach is completely absolved of any component that we saw as this outcome? Because I don't care if it was a McLaren 1-2 Pia or Lando. But what I'm saying, shit that I saw in today's race, Zach Brown holds some responsibility. Nah, okay then. Guess what? You're wrong about he can't control what happens on track. That's not true. That's a lie, bro. That is a lie. That is not true. So you're telling me that we've never seen a team give team orders on don't fight your teammate? Is that what you're saying? Because he does control that. That is not true, Mercedes. And you know it, bro. That is not true. Zach Brown clearly has some control about what can happen on track. So are you telling me that Zach Brown could not have given Lando and Oscar orders to not fight each other going into turn one? Is that what you're telling me? I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that. J-Rob says, can we talk about how long it took Red Bull to overtake the straights? That was crazy. All right, bro. Oh, okay. All right, that's okay. See, now you kind of double talking, because in one instance you're going to say race, and then you're going to say Lando Pierce should just be mindful of this on his own. That's crazy right there, because we all know drivers need to be protected from themselves, because drivers are going to do what drivers do. So let's not do that. Let's not also sit here and say, because you would talk double about Russell knowing what he should have did for Lewis Hamilton. But we going to come here and say, Pia should have knew what he should have did for Lando. Nah, I can't let you have that one, bro. I can't let you have that one. J-Rob, yeah, let's talk about Red Bull definitely sitting up here not being able to pass in the straights, although I think we kind of saw that was probably going to be a situation for sure. For sure. Mechanic Mercedes says, I'm confident. Spider says, Lando is just trash at the start. Facts. I agree. Pia was racing as he should. Facts. I agree. Pia is not going to lay down on lap one, turn one comprise, getting himself passed by other cars. I disagree. If Zach told him, don't do racing into turn one, and that side-by-side action, bro, was very sketchy, and they could have took each other out. Fortunately, they didn't. But in that turn one, bro, you're not getting past in turn one if you're behind Lando and you do it right. You're not getting past. So that last portion, I'm not fully on board with, but everything else you said, I got you. I'm good with that. Jefferson, Zach knows Oscar's the future. Yo, bro, you right here. We're going to talk about that on the next live stream. Lando flirting with Red Bull. Yo, Jefferson, I'm completely with you on that, which I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I do. Lewis would have definitely won from front row. I think it's possible, and you know what? I think it's possible, especially if McLaren do what they did today. I think if McLaren get the strategy right, I'm not sure if Lewis wins it, or I do firmly believe he would be on podium, though. Mechanic Mercedes is, I put this blame on drivers and not the OG. Okay, fair. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to put it on the drivers? That's fine. You want to put it on the drivers? That's fine. I don't completely put it on the drivers. The drivers going to do what they do. But I understand that's what you would do if you were a team principal. You would just blame the drivers for everything. I got you. Got you on that. So let's also talk about a horrible day for Red Bull Visa Cash App. Yuki gets basically, Yuki is out of the race. He loses that, getting retired, which doesn't help for him, and that's why he's last there. Danny Rick, while still on track, manages to have a situation where they don't serve a penalty correctly and then get penalized again. So Red Bull Visa Cash App absolutely had a horrible day, just like Williams Racing had a horrible day in the situation where Logan wrecked the car and then Albon got penalized. And that was a horrible situation for them. So, but they had it in the race. Red Bull Visa Cash App. Paul says, Lando would be great at Red Bull. He loves Max so much. I agree. He would have no problem giving position. Pia, future #1, smash the like button. Pia, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my rookie. Big shout out to Pia. So also Zach Brown sitting right here in front of the camera. And I'm going to tell you right now, Zach looked like, hey, okay. Zach looking kind of like, yeah, I could have did some better things to, yeah, okay. But, they raced respectfully. They didn't touch each other, and that happened. But they also compromised each other, because in that situation, what happened was the result of those Popeye cars being split instead of coming out of the first two turns in dominant order. That's what happened. And then the pit stop strategy. So, yeah, okay. All right, whatever the case is. So then also let's also talk about Mercedes slipping down the order and Russell not finishing ahead of Hamilton. I need all Russell delusional campaigners to stop this Russell's better than Lewis Hamilton, because it's obviously not true. It's just not true. That's what I need. Next, Kick Sauber doing what they do best, not performing well, but not being last. But who was down there in 19th? Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll in 19th. Lando faster than Pia. Come on, I'm not a Lando fan. Lance Stroll is down there in 19th. So that whole grace period is over for Lance. Lance is going to have that seat because his dad, but we've said it plenty of times, he doesn't need to have that seat. Aston Martin needs to really consider their self as a better team because they're getting ready to have better opportunities next season. Lando was not faster than Pia today. Other times Lando has been faster than Pia, but he was not faster than Pia today, and he was not a better driver than Piastri today. So I'm going to say that because facts is facts, and stats ain't lying about that. When Pia was there and Norris was there, it just wasn't happening. And Lando got the fastest lap for sure. Great. But throughout the course of the race, Lando just was not faster or better than Pia today. So Piastri getting that. I call Logan getting dropped, and now I'm calling Perez getting dropped as soon as McLaren overtakes the top spot in Constructors. OG Zilla. Oh, man. That's one hell. That's a super chat. Let's go ahead and turn that into a poll. I want to know how many of you think that same thing. 40% people were wrong. Lewis Hamilton didn't get the win. But I want to know what you all think, because that's a super chat worth turning into a poll. I got to ask y'all. Jeez. All right, here y'all go. Poll in the chat. Vote on it. Don't dance on it. Oh, my goodness. That's a good one. Will Red Bull Racing drop Perez if McLaren get World Constructing Championship lead? I still would say no, given the form that Max is in. He needs all the cuddling he needs. And if they do drop Perez, do they put somebody in there who's going to adhere to team orders? Because team orders given by the team principal or the CEO typically happen, especially at Red Bull, because we've seen it, where a team CEO and team principal can fully take control over what goes on track as far as their drivers and their driver positioning. So will they have a driver that will adhere to that? Paul, let's talk about how 44 fast till quali. Let's talk about it, because that was a matter of fact, Paul, let's talk about that on F1 Minute. True, Lewis Hamilton did come out and say he lost some time, 1/10 of a second or so in some turns, but it looks suspicious, and we called it before it happened and didn't happen. So I'm not too sold on that. It's not a possibility. I already said Mercedes is going to favor Russell any way they can this season because Lewis Hamilton's leaving. Toto Wolff is a scoring lover. He went up trying to suck off to Max Verstappen to get him to come over. It didn't happen. Now he's got Kimi Antonelli coming in, which good fortune to that young man. I'm going to talk about that on another live as well. But I don't fully trust Mercedes with Lewis Hamilton's exit as much as I trust Red Bull with the number 2 driver next to Max Verstappen. I'll just say that right now, and that's just where we are in life. Mechanic Mercedes says Checo ain't going nowhere. He knows where all the dead bodies are buried. I fully agree, Mechanic. Fully agree. I think Checo having the map to all those bodies that Mechanic Mercedes is talking about, and also Checo being a subpar driver to Max Verstappen and a yes man. Checo has proven that he is the yes man. Checo, don't do this. Checo, fall back. Checo, let Max have it. Checo, don't race Max. I agree, Mechanic Mercedes. Checo ain't going nowhere. I don't think they're going to drop him, at least this season. And I'm not even confident they drop him next season, because Danny Rick, if they put Danny Rick in that seat above Yuki, which I would find that totally disrespectful, but let's just say for hypothetical situations, it happens. Danny Rick, I don't think is the driver he could be now to even challenge Max Verstappen. So it might be no harm, no foul. Danny Rick's not going to even be in position to challenge Max Verstappen for any race win. So it's kind of like, hey, get us a good number 2 driver. We don't even have to waste our breath of paperwork as far as telling him what he's got to do, because he ain't going to be able to do it. So, yeah, I also don't think Perez is going anywhere. I think he works perfectly for the situation that Red Bull and Max Verstappen is, and that's vulnerable, and Max needs a lot of cuddling, and he's never been put next to a driver that can challenge him officially. That's just a fact. Never been put next to a champion, and he's never had a driver, teammate that can technically, really, officially challenge him. That's what they do. And you don't have any proof, Red Bull fans or Red Bull empathizers or Red Bull delusional stands, to show me that. You don't. Anytime we get to trying to get proof and stats, you know what they do. They fall off. They're like rats and roaches. They run in the hole. So, yes. Next up, Paul says, Rick is no better than Perez. Me and Paul on the same wavelength. I agree. Let's see what y'all said on that poll, though. Y'all said yes. So y'all do think that will happen. So Mechanic Mercedes, 58% of people don't agree with you and I. They say that they do think Perez will get dropped if the Papaya team overtakes Red Bull in the Constructor Championship. That's going to be a little wild to watch and see. Okay. We'll see what happens there, but I'm not too sure on that. So Spider Super Chat coming up says, Spider says that Max 3.4 in front of Checo does a 6.2 pit. Checo pit 1 lap. It had a sub 3 second pit. I saw that. And still end up behind Max out of the pits. That's ultimate team orders. Yo. According to some people, that things like that can't happen, but they do happen. And you know what? Perez is where he chose to be, man. Perez, at the end of the day, has chosen to be the type of driver that we all see him as right now. Regardless of what he could be, Perez has chosen to be what he is right now. Right now, that's what he's chosen to be. OG Zilla says, if Ferrari keeps this up, I don't doubt Red Bull drops to 3rd by the end of the year. Oh, my gosh. That's another super chat that's going to turn into a poll. Oh, I got to ask if people actually believe that. Yo, I got to ask y'all, do y'all think that Ferrari can overtake Red Bull Racing in the Constructors' Championship race? Do y'all think that? Y'all come with some fire right there. Some of these super chats are worth turning in. Maria Duncan! Mexican fans will tear up if they drop Perez. Maria Duncan, you ain't lying. Big shout out to Maria Duncan in the live chat. Let's go, Maria. Yeah, I just don't know if they're going to do that, but we'll see. Also, let's go ahead and get to K-Mag. K-Mag was embodying his Mad Max skills today. Ran into Gasly on the overtake attempt. K-Mag has been having a completely horrible season. K-Mag has not constructed a resume that I feel another team would be willing to give him another opportunity, and I don't even think Alpine. K-Mag has done awful this season. Nico has been shining like the Haas golden boy. K-Mag, what's up, bro? Looking bad out here. If we're talking about Ocon and Gasly, unable to get any points whatsoever. I would say Colapinto, congratulations. I think 13th coming into your first Formula One GP is something to be applauded. Colapinto, congratulations on that finish, 13th. I think you did better than what Logan Sargent would do. You weren't at the bottom. So I think that's a promising thing for Williams moving forward in the season. He will not be in that seat next season as Carlos Sainz is inbound. But I think this is what we need a driver to do if they've been tasked to just take us out the rest of the season. Just don't handicap us. Don't cripple us. Colapinto, 13th, has some bloopers in free practice or qualifying, but managed to not wreck the car. If we see 13th, 12th finishes, even imagine if Colapinto gets a 10th place finish to bring points home. That would be awesome. But even if he finishes 13th, 12th, 11th, he's done a phenomenal job coming in in the replacement of Logan Sargent for Williams, and I think that is more than what Williams can ask for. And then that buys them time for Sainz to come on in and, hey, let's take it up the rest of the way. K-Mag finishing in the points. Congratulations. Nico not. I'll give you that, but that was some Mad Max type action against Gasly. There's Albon still bringing points home for Williams in the 10th spot, and that's what I had hoped for Albon doing. So he did that. 78% of y'all say yes on that poll. So we're going to see what happens there. Also, give credit right here to Hamilton making it happen when people probably counted him out. Not us at all. We didn't count him out. And Sainz, I think that's still good with Ferrari at 1-4. I still can't fully jump on the Ferrari boat being fully safe. I need to see this for at least 3 more events. I need to see Ferrari consistent with strategy, Ferrari in top 3 finishes, at least with one car or both. And I need to see Ferrari on track with strategies that make damn sense and updates that turn into upgrades, because their last update before this previous update was horrendous. That's what I need to see from Ferrari. The rest of the season, Ferrari's going to have to do this in order for me to feel like, oh yeah, Ferrari's on the straight and narrow. Because right now, I'm still not buying that. This is a blip, and it will be a blip unless they prove it to be true and something consistent. That's what I can say about that. So overall, I would say that this was a awesome race. Nobody got it right, not even me. Red flag situation. We didn't have one red flag given everything we saw in free practice and quali, not one red flag or safety car. So this was a successful race in that alone. Coming into the race weekend, the safety car crashed out, and so did many other drivers. K-Mag being one of them, and he managed to bring points home today. Paul says 337 viewers and only 95 likes. Let's go. Smash that like button. Paul, brother, I absolutely appreciate you. And, you know, if people don't appreciate it and they come in here and do what they do, man, it's crazy. But you know what? Thank you to the family members who actually stick in. We've literally had 2,225 views while we've been on. And for there only to be that many likes, it just is what it is, brother. It is what it is. Galactus says, if Colapinto finishes season with no crashes, he's good. Yo, matter of fact, Galactus, how many events are you giving Colapinto, even though he's a temporary driver, before you say he's also no good? How many events are you giving him? Is it still the 3? Is it still the 3 rule? So if he gets 2 more races and he does this, are you still good with that? Because Galactus is the king of, you got 3 strikes and you're out of here. He should be an umpire. I think Galactus missed his calling to be a baseball umpire, because he sticks holes true to that 3. You're out. You know, you're out of there with him. You mess up, especially if it's not a mess. He could give you a ball every now and then if it's something like, you know what? Okay, I can give you that. But yeah, other than that, you're out of there. So, hey, we will have F1 Minute tomorrow. All right, F1 Minute tomorrow. I got to try to schedule it. I got to look at the family schedule. I'm looking at having it tomorrow. It may be a bit earlier, could be around the same time. Just look out for the posts and the links. Likely today, I might go live again to talk about some things that we need to talk about, because McLaren, we got to talk about it. Mercedes, we got to talk about it. There are some things that we need to talk about. Other than that, big shout out to everybody who checked in, everybody watched the race, everybody that got a super chat off so you could go ahead and have your name put into the pot for this Lewis Hamilton Gem Mint 10 PSA graded card that will become a keepsake to have, and it will increase in value when Lewis Hamilton not only leaves Mercedes, but when Lewis Hamilton leaves the sport. You want to have this. This is driver of the day, home GP right here. Driver of the day. Every super chat you do, put your name in multiple times for this card, all right? Galactus says, Colapinto next year, 3 GPs. This year, no crashes. Okay, see, Galactus is totally fair. He's totally fair with anything that he typically does. Never known him not to be fair. He's going to give Colapinto the season. Just don't crash the car. That's all you got to do. Just don't crash the car. Next season, 3 GPs if you have an official seat in Formula One. I'm with that. I'm with that. And with that being said, Wolfpack Performance, Monza's in the books. Baku, Azerbaijan is next. We are out. Peace.